as a society, are all pretty good drivers. I think it's crazy that I can drive to work surrounded by incredible danger every day and be totally fine. Even with all those shitty drivers that risk my and everyone else's safety on a regular basis, the chance I get in an accident through no fault of my own is so tiny. So tiny, in fact, that one could easily go their whole life without getting into an accident if they always drive safely. So on the whole, as a society, we are pretty good at driving. When driving on the highway, I often think everyone around me is operating huge heavy machinery at insane speeds, capable of delivering devastating force to anything they hit, yet we all coexist just fine. Yeah, that is pretty miraculous, until it's not. The truck driver next to me could erase my existence, leave nothing but an unrecognizably mangled corpse in a heap of twisted metal with just a single second lapse in attention and a short couple-inch movement of the hand, but it hasn't happened to me yet. Okay, but it has almost happened to me, probably in my whole life, a couple dozen times. I'm sure people will say accidents, at least in the US, are quite common and cite tens of thousands that die in accidents every year in the US, but ultimately I don't think that rate occurrence reaches a common thing. Let's see. I agree it's pretty amazing humans adapted to driving, even though we never evolved for it. We made cars for humans the best we could, but that also requires adapting to driving. I agree. I think there should be way more accidents. I see many close calls. It has so many close calls, it's crazy. Yeah. Because good drivers are literally taking it all into their own hands. That's the problem. Bad that they're out there and we're just like literally defensive driving all day, every day. 30,000 car crash related deaths per year in the US, that is more than enough. I don't think he's mean. When I first read that, I was like, he thinks there should be, like, he wants more. No, he's saying there would be more. There should be more considering how people are driving. I feel similarly. I think with the amount of times this is the OP or someone around me almost gets into an accident, it doesn't make sense how few I actually do see. The main explanation must be that all the close calls aren't really as close as you think they are. I'd agree. I'm not about to do any research, but I'm positive it's one of those things where 1% of the drivers cause 99% of the accidents. Most people are incredibly coordinated and also would like to preserve their life. That's a hell of a safety speedball. Somebody said you've never been to Vegas or the Bay Area. Everybody's shutting out their cities that have terrible drivers. Okay. If someone pulls out an instrument at a party, it completely ruins the party. I'm gonna agree. When your kid gets the recorder out or their keyboard out. My kid just did this. I think they're talking about adults, but it's like, oh please, you don't make an audience captive to your performance, you know? I don't care how good someone is at their instrument. It's incredibly selfish and self-centered to make everyone stop talking or do what they do to listen to you play. Especially a genre or song that others may not care about. If I wanted music, I'd go to a concert or put headphones in. I came to talk to people. If you add singing, I'll probably leave. I feel like such a party pooper for thinking this, since it seems like a universal like, but I loathe it. I'm not gonna. Okay, now somebody said, well, what if it's a recorder and they played Hot Cross Buns? That must be the most known recorder song, because I remember my brother grabbing the recorder after a million years of not saying one or touching one. Just picked it up and he played Hot Cross Buns. He still remembered how party for, 5 minutes or so. But guitar, yeah, maybe I see your point. If someone whipped out bagpipes at a party, I'd be incredibly excited though. Okay, so the goofier the better, I think, is the actual popular opinion. We can stand a joke instrument, but we cannot, not like bagpipes are a joke, but bringing a bagpipe out in the middle of a party would be like hilarious. At bigger house parties back in the day, it was super common for there to be a guitar guy playing with a little group watching. And it was like a person busking more than them trying to have everyone stop and watch. You could go listen for a few or not. It was just a thing that happened outside where people smoked or whatever. I'm not going over there. This is my experience. Either it's outside or some of my friends have it set up in the basement to jam. Usually happens when a couple people want to jam. And almost never interrupts the main party. And that would be fine. Like, yeah, cool. The music lovers go, just don't interrupt the people that are chatting and don't want to hear it. Okay. Let's find another big one. The food industry should not be allowed to advertise using props instead of real products. Oh, I know what he's talking about, like commercials or whatever. They use like fake turkey. I have eyeliner under my nail, or mascara, because I always go like pick out the clumps and then it's just, anyways, you know what I mean, cereal commercials where they use glue instead of milk so that cereal floats nicely on the surface. Perfect hamburgers with fake grill marks stacked by food stylists, etc. It should be like Japan, where advertisements and packaging must show the truth or else it's illegal. You know what? I'm gonna agree. I want to see what I'm really getting. And it's if they did this for the first couple of years, we'd probably be discouraged, which is not bad. Which is not bad. We'd go back to kind of like more Whole Foods because we'd be like, oh, that doesn't look as appetizing. We buy a lot of stuff because of the ads and the pictures, and they're using fake stuff. These rules already exist. If there's fast food commercial on television, it had to be cooked in an actual location by a real employee, but they use a lot of tricks. They'll make it over and over under the supervision of a food designer until it's perfect, combined with the perfect lighting and set design after it comes out of the kitchen, no matter what the rules are. The ad industry will find ways to create as much appeal as possible. They will literally line up sesame seeds with tweezers on a perfect bun because it looks better than the one right out of the bag. Oh my god. I could never have that job. I'm not doing tweezer sesame seed decorations. Back when I worked for the dark side advertising, parasites of society that redirect existing wealth instead of generating any, I don't know. We did a TV ad for a turkey brand. The farm brought in their specialist turkey chef to make the most delicious looking spread you could imagine, and we put it on film in mouth-watering shots so we got to eat it afterwards. The production had taken hours, and the delta between how delicious it looked and how cold and congealed and soggy everything had become over those hours was enormous and very disappointing. But it was real food in the ad. It has to be real food, and that has been true for a while. The FTC does not allow the product to be advertised to be fake. So if you're advertising ice cream, you have to use a real scoop of ice cream. This does not change using glue instead of milk when the advertising is cereal, though. Okay, so they have to use the real food for the product, but everything else can be fake. Got it. Okay. Try to find the ones with like big reacts so I know they're kind of worth. Here's one. Jury duty should not be random. Some people get screwed way more than others, and it's not a fair system. I agree. I'm 30 years old, and I've had jury duty 3 times already. Most of my friends and even family twice my age have not even had it once. If you get picked once, you should be eliminated from the jury pool completely until it's absolutely needed. Yeah, I agree. Maybe they think like, okay, well, I get that they think on the other side, this one was a candidate and they'll probably be a candidate again. There's no point in sending me another one because I'm not a candidate. Because if you have family that's done hard time, they don't select you. I've been called in like 3 times, and all 3 times they said, no trials today, go home. What a waste. My daughter just got one and she's 18. She likely will not be a candidate like me, but she's still waiting, I believe. Listen, for those of us who have never been summoned, we are waiting patiently. It's weird because people I know have gotten jury duty have been summoned at least twice, and then yeah, some of us are waiting for our moment. Here's the thing, I would love to do jury duty. I think that they should actually disperse a livable wage. If your job is not, if you have no PTO, you know, people have to get sitters, and you can't, like, you have to pay your bills, right? So, and I think, I want to say it's like $35 a day here. I don't know, don't listen to me, I've never done it. I worked with a guy, and within 2 weeks he got his citizenship, bought his first gun, got accepted to the police academy, and was called for jury duty. We are desperate. That is a lot. Let this guy chill. I guess he's not chilling anyways. He went and got the gun and got into the police academy, so he's not chilling anyways. Man, that guy must do more before 8 a.m. than I do all day. Okay, let's find one more. Hip-hop concerts are the worst kind to attend. Even though I'm currently a hip-hop mostly fan, I've been through phases of plenty of music genres and subsequently attend their concerts. Most hip-hop concerts just don't cut it. Most artists rely heavily on auto-tune and a lot of mixing, cutting techniques of a song to bring their vision to life, which just doesn't translate to a live setting. Their songs have so many lyrics and different flows, which again is so hard to remember and perform exactly the same on a high-energy stage, live, I imagine. On top of that, there's hardly ever a live band to play the music, which adds a lot of character and soul to any live performance. Other genres, rock, heavy metal, pop, have artists with remarkable voices. Oh, I'm struggling. Amazing bands to play the music and even carry the show at points and put up a better performance. Most hip-hop concerts have at least the ones that I've went to so far rely heavily on the artist half-assing and screaming parts of their songs offbeat. If you can even hear them over the super saturated loud music coming out of the venue speakers, you know what? I agree. I share this opinion. I had my fair share of hip-hop concerts. Worse, Snoop Dogg, who was so intoxicated he could barely talk. Best, Kanye West, pretty crazy. Through the wire. The man did everything to make an absolute show. The Snoop concert I attended featured a legitimate 15-minute section that was just Snoop flipping through his iPod and playing songs he liked. They weren't even the songs he featured on or anything, just stuff he liked, and then we listened to something else. I don't think I've ever seen someone say anything positive about Snoop Dogg's live performances. Every report I've read seems like it's comically bad, and then I think that's the point. One time I saw at the end of his set, he took out a money gun and started spamming $100 bills into the front of the crowd, so there's that. Okay, but the people at the back of the crowd needed the most. I work at a resort he performed about 6 years ago. His crew stayed at our hotel for the entire floor to themselves. The day after they left, the entire floor was completely trashed and smelled like weed. Wasn't much we could do about it. It was a whole ordeal. I had to kind of expect that. Experimental hip-hop seems to care a lot about their live show. I saw clipping this year. One of the best shows I've ever been to. I don't know what clipping is. I'm old. It depends on the artist or group. Acts that use a live band tend to be way better than ones that use a DJ. Every hip-hop show I've attended has been nothing but a rapper shouting over a DJ or pre-recorded watch this all